The exclusion of ENZO Fernandez from Chelsea's upcoming fixtures against Manchester City and their midweek opponent has sent shockwaves through West London. While the official statement from manager Liam Rosenior was measured, the subtext is clear. Chelsea is prioritizing culture and discipline over individual talent. Here is the breakdown of why this line was crossed and what it means for the Argentine midfielder's future. The quotes that triggered the fallout. The primary catalyst for these sanctions stems from a recent interview where ENZO spoke candidly, perhaps too candidly, about his long-term ambitions. While players often flirt with the idea of playing for super clubs, ENZO's specific mentions of Real Madrid and his perceived lack of competitive alignment at Chelsea eat enough. By discussing a future away from Stamford Bridge while the club is in a delicate transitional phase under Rosenior, ENZO inadvertently signaled a lack of commitment to the current project. In the modern game, internal discipline is often the only way a manager can maintain authority over the star-studded dressing room.
Que haya, hoy tengo que marcar a que como juego en esa misma posición y siempre trato de verlo mediocampista cuando juego en contra y eso, Toni Kroos. Jugamos Chelsea y Real Madrid ahí en el Bernabéu y la verdad que, bueno, tanto él como Modric, la verdad que... Y ese año ellos ganan.
Rosenior's stance, club over individual. Liam Rosenior's quote, a line was crossed, suggests that this wasn't just about the words said, but the timing and the forum. The sanction. By dropping ENZO for a high-profile clash against Manchester City, Rosenior is sending a message to the entire squad. No player, regardless of their £107 million price tag, is bigger than the collective.
I spoke with ENZO an hour ago. As a football club, with me as part of that process, we've made a decision. He won't be available for tomorrow's game and he won't be available for Manchester City next Sunday. I think for ENZO, it's disappointing to speak in that way. What I will say about ENZO is in terms of him as a character, as a person, I've got no bad words to say about him, but I think a line was crossed in terms of our culture and what we want to build. So we had to make a sanction and that was a decision we've made.
There is a culture shift here. Chelsea has been criticized for a player power culture in recent years. Rosenior's decisive action serves as a foundational moment for his tenure, proving he is willing to sacrifice tactical advantage for locker room harmony. The tactical and financial fallout. Losing a player of ENZO's passing range before a game against City is a massive blow. Chelsea will likely have to pivot to a more industrious defensive midfield, potentially relying on Moise Caicedo and Romeo Lavia to anchor the center. However, the real concern is the transfer market value. If the relationship between the club and player remains fractured, Real Madrid or other suitors may see this as an opportunity to lowball Chelsea in the summer. This means they will pursue for a lower price. So what happens next? This two-game suspension is a cooling off period. It forces ENZO to reflect on his public stance while allowing the club to regain control of the narrative. If ENZO returns with an apology and a renewed work rate, this may be remembered as a more teachable moment. If he remains defiant, we might be witnessing the beginning of the end of the World Cup winner's career in London.